Good evening. A little bit early today for me, early. Remember that consistency about every day, not consistency about the same time every day. So that's constriction and constraint and confinement. Thought I'd revisit that today because that's kind of a deep topic, and it's got lots of space for us to think about. Well, for me to think about. I've been kind of thinking about it. And one of the things I realized is that being able to get on the road and drive, hey, Danita, it's so great to see you. Being able to get onto the highway and drive in Kansas in the wide open spaces, that frees me so much, frees my mind to think, frees my energy, calms my whole self, because the vistas are so big. The sky in Kansas is one of the most amazing in the world, I think, because I'm partial, And so then Danita and I could talk. She might think that the sky around Hayes is the most beautiful. I might think it by Manhattan is the most beautiful. But actually, it's very funny. I posted a photo the other day, and a friend of mine in Wisconsin actually saw the same unusual cloud pattern from a whole different perspective. And that was really fun for me. And I was like, that's my sky. She saw my sky from a different place. Well, of course, we're all seeing the same sky. So what things constrict you? I realized today I was cleaning the coffee pot. Oh, our hometown skies. They are pretty beautiful. So doing the same thing over and over and over, I find constricting. And it's one of the reasons that I really like ease. Because so if you think about going to the gym or doing any kind of athletic practice, how about running? Man, that's one step after another, just one step after another. I guess you can vary your route so that you see different things as you go running. Dancing, you start your class always with the same series of exercises at the ballet bar. And you begin with pliés. And so it can feel like, I'm doing these again, I have to bend my knees again, whatever, But honest and truly, it's been 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and since I've been sitting here, since you've been sitting there, probably we had 500 or so cells die. We're not the same person that we were when the video came on. We're a different person. And so if you do the same thing from one day to the next day, when you do it the next day, you're a different person. So you're doing it differently. You bring a different energy to the activity. And this is how all these repetitive chores that you might do around your house or your job can become more interesting and more beneficial to do for ourselves, because they become kind of a moving meditation that we pay attention to. Now, there's this, oh dear, I'll have to look it up. It might be a Zen saying, chop wood and carry water. And it's if you do this in a way, which we have this other word that everybody uses all the time, mindful. If you do this in a mindful way, what does that mean? Because it certainly does not mean watching your every move and did I do this right? Did I pick this up right? Am I holding this right? No, that's not it. That is that's like self-conscious in a judgmental way, in a worried way. Worrying about doing something wrong is pretty much judging. You're carrying in your head the ideal way to do it, the good way to do it. And then you don't know if you know how to do that. Are you good enough? Are you doing it right? Is it, whatever. Well, okay, my mom would have said that, whatever. She would have said, don't do that. She was really good. She was like, just don't do that. I don't think of the color yellow. Don't think of that. It doesn't work for me. So what I had to do was find something else to do in order to interrupt that kind of obsessive focus on how I was doing something, so that I could notice the difference. I could experience the difference. I could joyfully explore the difference without the judgment. And I gotta tell you, it was so freeing. It was like a new life. So, how did I do that? Well, for one thing, I made a decision that I was going to pay more attention to whether I was getting tenser and tenser and tenser in my thinking and my physical body, or if I was getting easier and easier and easier. Now, it's really, really easy and tempting, because we live in this world of good and bad and right and wrong, to think that easing is better than tensing. And then that puts you in this, I'm good or I'm bad, because I did the bad thing, so I must be bad. I did the good thing, I must be good. Let me pat myself on the back. I forgot to pay attention. I'm patting myself on the back, and I did the wrong thing. This is self-defeating. So instead, I determined that every time, no matter what I notice, and this is, to me, this is the real meat of mindfulness. Oh, Donita, that's so sweet, Donita, that you feel at ease when you listen to me. You can do this anytime you want, really. It just takes practice. like a little kid learning to walk, you have to practice. Get standing up, you have to practice walking. But I'm glad to hear that. The mindful part is observing what's happening without judgment. That is the key thing. Without judgment. Doesn't mean without discernment. For me, judgment is a word that is heavy and hard and flips me right into right and wrong. And discernment is like fine-tuning, well, so probably nobody has to do this anymore. But remember, Donita, when we grew up and we had a dial on the radio and you wanted to listen to the radio station and you had to turn the radio and mess with the antenna, and then you had to just kind of fine-tune the dial to get just the right signal. This is what we're doing. We're fine-tuning our awareness. Did I get easier when I thought about the radio? Or did I lose myself, a little bit lose myself in the memory of the dial? And I'm down here imagining the dial. I lost myself a little bit. It's okay. I paid attention. I noticed. And as soon as you notice, and you say, oh, smack the radio. Sandy is a girl after my own heart. Patience is, here's what I say, patience is a virtue I do not possess. And I figure if I have to learn patience, I'm going to be on the planet a long, long time, because it's taken me a long time to learn patience. But so I got like kind of excited, and I imagined a radio, and in my mind I could see a radio, and I kind of lost track of the whole rest of me in that moment. Now, we can do that with everything, and it's not a bad thing to be able to put our mind on something and let go of a lot of other stuff. I don't recommend doing it when you're driving, because we want to keep track of all the other stuff when we're driving. But say you have a problem fussing in your brain and you're worried about it, and you go to cleaning and you focus all your attention on cleaning, and you put the thing you're worried about or thinking about on the back burner, and you focus all your attention on the cleaning, that gives some space to that idea, and your body can and your mind can work at it from a different direction, and a lot of times you come up with a solution. So that's redirection, right? And so that's also what we do. When we notice that we're going in a direction of tensing up and getting tighter, we redirect ourselves. And the way we redirect ourselves, and I think I told you this before, I love this one, if you're slumping and you're all smushed down like this, or it feels bad, and you say, oh, I feel squashed, I'm going to sit up tall. This is an upward slump. I just took all of the downward tension and I stretched it out in a long pull. Now, doesn't mean that my posture isn't better. Doesn't mean that to some people I wouldn't look better. But can you hear the tension in my voice? It's like I smacked myself into vertical with my mind. But if I just have the idea of vertical, see, and I allow my body easily to realign itself in a vertical manner, then I'm vertical with ease in my system, instead of pulling myself up and twisting myself into a new shape. See, I don't like that word twisting either. See, oh, twisting. And all that is fine-tuning my awareness that I have words I like and words that I don't like as much. The reason I don't like them as much is because my body tenses around those words. And I don't have to do anything about that. I wanted my fine-tuned awareness to alert me to that, so that if I'm going to say the word all, or the sentence all twisted up, I come back to ease in myself. And I think, okay, I'm going to say that sentence and I'm going to say that word. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to think about ease in my system and my shoulder feels easy. And I can say some words make me feel all twisted up. And then, hi Kay, it's great to see you. When I say the all twisted up that way, did you have a different response to the word? Did you imagine how it feels in yourself to get twisted? And when I say the word with my old judgment attached to it, how do you feel? If I say, some things make me all twisted up. See? And then makes me feel bad. I don't feel twisted up. I just feel tight. And so if I know I want to be able to say the word twisted in a way that just then I got the idea of a tornado, a twister in my mind, which is kind of spinning, which is kind of busy and kind of active. Better than tied up, for me, better image than tied up in a knot. I just have to let myself come back to ease in my system over and over. And so in that sentence, I might have to say, my friends are going to think I'm a nut job. And I might be. Because inside my head, I'm talking, but I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say. I'm thinking about what happens to the ease in me. When I let the ease be there, the right words come out. So that's how I do a repetitive thing, like cleaning out the coffee pot. And you know what? I just remembered, I don't do that very good. Sometimes my husband and I, we leave the coffee grounds for the other person to do. See, that's not very nice. But he's tall, and he dries them out on top of the refrigerator so that we can use them in the garden as part of the compost and everything. But just, like one little thing at a time. It's no big deal. But I have to take the whole tray down. See, I have to, I have an agenda there. And when I pay attention, my body is talking to me. It tells me I have an agenda there. Ooh. So what if I think, I wonder how easily I can take this tray off the refrigerator above my head where I can't see. And this makes me a little nervous because I can't see, and if I drop it and I spill it, it's a big mess. So then I can turn the whole little dance of emptying the coffee filters and the coffee grounds and doing all that stuff into an exercise, or like for me, it's like a dance of ease. I'm playing with the ease in that exercise all the way through. When did it go away? When did it come back? What was I thinking when it went away? What am I thinking when it comes back? See, away. I have an away. I have agenda on away. Then your whole life turns into this very fun experiment. And you can play with words, and you can play with actions, and you can play with activities. And even the most boring, repetitive tasks, like folding the sheets after you dry them every week, becomes a dance with yourself. How easily are you doing it? How engaged in the moment can you be and still get the job done? Because you do want to get the job done. So that's my little riff on, kind of went off the trails from confinement, didn't it? Constraint. But not really. The constraint happens when I lose ease. And I can lose ease in an instant in anything. So if you have questions about this, I would invite you to put some comments. If you thought this was funny or interesting, share it with people you know. My idea is for this year, and I have about 3 months left, is I would like to reach 1,000 people with the idea that they could have more ease and flow in their lives, and that when they do, they have more happiness and joy, and that they can share this with other people. So I've been posting about the Podcaster's Kit, and I'm going to mention it again because I'm really excited about it. My Free Your Voice course is in the Podcaster's Kit, and the whole kit is 42 products to help you communicate better in whatever medium you do, over the phone, in video. If you want to do a podcast on radio, being a guest on a radio station, what if you were somewhere and the guy wanted to talk to you, or the reporter? Come back to Ease, and you have the very deep and awesome, rich voice. So there's many ways that you can use the products in the kit to improve your communication. And so I'll post the link again because I'm just a fiend, and the sale is over on Friday. So I'm going to just keep posting the link until we get it together. I hope you're well. I hope you're happy. I hope this was a little bit entertaining and fun and gave you some ideas to think about. And I will see you tomorrow. Oh, my heavenly days for day 182. Just real quick, 181 compresses down to 10, and 10 is the number for good fortune. Thanks, Donita. Thanks always for watching. I appreciate it. Take care, you guys.